Well, well, well. Look who is here. I'm back with long form. You guys been enjoying my short form? I hope you have been because I've been having fun with that. But honestly, guys, you know me. You know that I always come back. I always have fun with you. And as a perk, I am going to be doing a giveaway once we hit 1K. So we'll talk about that later on. But we got to discuss some stuff today with a few of my friends. You've seen at least one of them on this channel, and I've collaborated with both of them on other channels. But we're going to be talking about gaming because gaming is a part of this channel. It will be, I have a whole schedule planned out. I've talked with Killdeer about this, and honestly, there's a lot of big things that are happening with gaming right now. There's esports, there's so much, but most importantly, there's some big games coming out. But without further ado, before we get on with it, let's bring these other two guests up on stage with us. We got Killdeer. You guys know him, my best friend.
How's it going, everybody?
He looks like a retired rock star.
Like that long hair.
And then we got Justin.
Hey, guys.
Justin, me and Aaron have been on Justin's podcast a couple times.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of showing him the ropes of YouTube and all the knickknacks and such.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the question I want you both to ask. I want to ask you. We can all answer it. This is the question I'm going to ask. What was your favorite game growing up?
10 bonus points for doing the side at the same time, Killdeer.
Right. Just so you go first.
Okay. I didn't really have a favorite specific game in general, but I could tell you which ones I played growing up.
Okay, go ahead.
Where I took gaming more seriously was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Oh, man. That brings back memories.
And then, but where I started learning about video games, how I knew kind of how they worked, was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So those two will forever stay with me.
All right, Mr. Killdeer. What about you? You don't have to say your favorite. You can just talk about some of your favorites.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the S.
You made me feel old there, bros. I'm not gonna lie.
Thanks, Justin. You make me feel old too. I appreciate that.
The very first game I ever remember playing. The very first game I ever remember playing was Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. The second one was Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yes.
Those are my first two games. And now, to be real, growing up, I was a little bit different. I was probably the only one here too, the Sega boy. I was the Sega kid. And like I remember growing up. Yeah, I remember growing up, and obviously there's Sonic, but like the biggest is when we got our Sega Saturn, and I remember playing games like Guardian Heroes and Dragon Force. Like those games were so phenomenal. And the very first Crazy. Well, that was actually after those.
I know.
Crazy Taxi was Dreamcast. But like I remember playing Virtua Fighter 1 was the very first 3D fighting game ever. And like that was the stuff that I grew up on. Like I love, to this day, Dragon Force is still one of my favorite games of all time. So
in fact, Tony and Killdeer, since we were just talking about some racing games in general, I actually just remembered a couple too that I remember playing in my childhood with all my brothers. Maybe you guys have played these ones, but if not, it's totally understandable. How about Rush 2, Extreme USA? That one was arguably one of the best racing games out there.
Oh yeah,
but there was another one that I think that held up with competition was Cruisin'.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember
like
Cruisin'.
Every single movie theater ever.
I remember like when we had the cheat codes unlocking those Jeeps and the school bus. And one time when we were playing Cruisin' USA before Cruisin' World came out, where we had the cheat code getting the school bus, one of my brothers decided to be a funny troll every time we use the school bus, he always blasts out the Magic School Bus theme. It was awesome, but yeah.
So
that is crazy.
games that I remember the most growing up was like me and my brother. We were big into Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
I was big into it partially because I thought she was hot. I had a bit of a crush on the
Laura.
character, on Laura.
Laura. Remember the creepy butler that would follow you around and you always lock him in the fridge?
I could go on. I could share stories about that. But no, I remember that. But some of my fondest memories were actually like when I was in junior high and high school. Like I remember my brother, who's visiting right now, when we were both growing up. I was in junior high. He was in high school. He's 4 years older than I am. And when we both were home, we had nothing else to do. He's like, let's jump on PS5. Let's just jump on the PS2 and play some Dynasty Warriors. And so we would just build out our characters. Like we would just level them up to the nth degree. And I remember in high school, junior high is really when Halo came out, and that's when I started getting into Halo. But I remember in high school, like going to buddies' houses and just saying like, just doing like Halo nights with like,
yeah.
This was a cool setup. I have to tell you guys about this. So
Go on.
when I was a junior in high school, that's when I really started going to one of my buddies' houses. He was a senior when I was a junior. His name was Kinley. His dad was the leader of my church congregation, and so like the family's just a cool family, but Kinley was one of my friends. And so when I finally got the honor and privilege, when he's like, hey, you want to come play some Halo with us? Like, it was like a big deal. Like if Kinley invited you to come play Halo, you knew you were cool. Because like, I mean, I worked with Kinley. I worked with him a lot. I worked for his dad in their greenhouse business and everything called Perennial Favorites. But so it was really cool because they had two warehouses. They had one up front, like when you first enter into their property, because their warehouse and their business is like behind their house. And then you would take a golf cart and you drive to the other one that was like in the back, like it was in the back of the field. And we had it wired up so well that we could have like so many people in the first warehouse and then so many people in the second warehouse. And this was like legit. Like this was the coolest thing ever. And
awesome.
And Aaron knows I try not to swear. I really don't. I don't like swearing. I do drop words, but I will always remember there's this guy. His name is Scott. He was older than Kinley, but he was still one of Kinley's friends, and he worked for Kinley's parents. And Scott was he was a very interesting guy. He was big into like the Austin Powers movies, especially Fat B off of Austin Powers. So he comes in one time when we're playing Halo. When we're taking a break, he's like, first off, he's like, what is your shit? Because I got a shit. He's like, I got a shit the size of a donkey head. Whatever that quote is. That quote is from Austin Powers, and we all just started busting up laughing. And he does the accent like on
perfectly
point and everything.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then when my brother came back, the one that's visiting, when he moved back from California, the first night he was home, I was like, hey, we're gonna play some Halo tonight. Do you want to come with us? He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, let's go. And so, and I remember this is one of my favorite memories actually of high school, is where I was in one golf cart, and then my brother driving another golf cart with two other people in the cart with him. And we're basically having a race from the back warehouse all the way up to the front warehouse. And Dan cut me off.
Oh,
he cut me off.
Wow.
And I was like, are you kidding me? But so yeah, when it comes to favorite games, my favorite games have been the games where I've been able to play with other people, like play Halo, play Dynasty Warriors, Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Quick, what's everybody's mains?
Mine was either Pikachu or Captain Falcon.
I liked
Mario.
Mario.
Or Kirby.
I liked playing as Link and Samus.
Yeah.
Even though I had no idea who Samus was during that time, I just thought Samus was really cool.
Yeah.
She's
I
a
was
pretty cool fighter.
Yeah, she is. I was always Pikachu and Donkey Kong.
My favorite was when you get the magical hammer, like when it come down, like whenever I got it, people are like, no,
Yeah.
no, and then like when you didn't get, you're like trying to dodge. Everyone like, oh my gosh, like I'm alive.
Hey, Tony, would it have been the most beautiful moment ever created? I still can't believe no one has created memes of this. Every time you get that hammer, it's hammer time. Can't touch this. Da, da, da. You plays that song instead. That would have been so great.
That would have been funny.
The best is when you got the home run bat and you can knock someone out of the screen.
One hit.
That was my brother's favorite weapon to use. Like, yeah.
Or when their the percentage was so high, you just throw like a Pokeball at them and they just go flying. You're like, well, bye.
I was about to say, I always like the scrambles for the Pokeballs. And now in the new ones, they have like the assist trophies. And everybody just goes diving for those like crazy.
I haven't played any of the new ones, honestly.
Some
like
of
80
them are pretty
characters.
good. Like, I would say Ultimate has that really strong nostalgia. Especially when they
newest one
started
is the
bringing
best one.
the old stages back in some of the newer DLCs.
Yeah.
When they had Sora on there finally for the longest time, like Sora was going to be the final character in Ultimate.
Yeah.
I'm sure it took Nintendo and Square Enix a lot of talking to on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But now with the Switch 2 coming out, wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be another Smash.
Yeah. Oh man, I loved that last one that they put out. Sephiroth was crazy. Bayonetta was crazy.
Mhm.
Like those
Oh,
characters
yeah.
are just insanity.
Super fun to fight against. I'm not going to lie. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good one.
Yeah,
Going back to the whole Halo thing,
Oh, yeah.
I loved the commentary of the NPCs. It was the funniest thing ever. So we're gonna go. I want you guys to go first and tell me what some of your favorite lines were. And I have a few that I remember that I just would laugh at every time. So go ahead, you two.
my favorite
There
one
you go.
actually was legitimately. It's a bit of an Easter egg. I don't remember which Halo it is, but it's like when you're teaming up with the Covenant,
Mhm.
and you go up to one of the elites, and he goes, "Oh, I'll cover your rear," and he goes, "Have no fear, I'll cover your rear," and he goes, "Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop," and he goes like flying off like crazy. I don't know why, I just like the way he's like, and like he'd like walk up and be like, "I'll cover your rear," and he just like flies away. You're just like, what is this? I'll send you a video afterwards. It's hilarious.
For sure.
Let's
Justin?
see. I never played Halo all the way through, but I have seen the ending in some of them. I remember watching like snippets of, of clips here and there. What I always like to do was when you interrupt an NPC talking, and then it jumps to another of them saying. It was when me and my brothers were messing around, and then a Cortana was talking to you, and then of course my brother had me play the game the first time. I didn't know what I was doing. I accidentally shot Captain Keys.
Oh, on the first level.
Yep.
That's right, because you could do that.
Yeah.
And she's
Like,
It was
if
crazy.
I remember how it went, of course, pardon my French, but if I remember how it went, this is how it went down. But this is the idea. What the hell are you doing?
Yep.
That's
So
James
many
John.
guys
People take
felt
him down.
crushes on that actress because of that whole voice. Everyone, like all of us guys, we just fell in love with that.
Oh
girl.
yeah, Cortana.
Yes.
Yep.
The voice.
And then another thing, what I
The voice.
oh yeah,
Not
another thing what I
because-
loved about the first Halo was the grunts.
Oh yeah.
One of my so my favorite lines, like obviously I was a big Halo nerd. Like me and my brother Dan, like we've played them all. Like we love Halo. And one of my favorite lines from the first one was when he threw a plasma grenade on a grunt. And he's like, "Not again!" I'm like, "This has happened to you before?" Or there was another one. I think it was on the second game when this elite, like when they're attacking your ship or your base, and this elite says, "Hey, human, I got a banana for you." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" And then on Halo 2 as well, when you go to the Halo ring. And after you killed all the Covenant bad guys for the time being, this Marine, like I did this like at least I want to say 10 times, but I just kept going back to revert to the last save checkpoint. Because this Maroon would come up to this dead elite, and he's like, "This one's for Billy," and starts shooting this dead body. And he just kind of would say random things. And then one of my favorites was when I did a revert back to the save last checkpoint. He goes up, this Marine goes up, and he shoots this. He's like, "So, kill innocent women and children," and starts shooting the dead body. And I'm just like, why?
Let's see here. I would say I think one of the best lines in the first Halo that we could all agree on was when you beat it on Legendary at the very end. Like, have you guys seen the Legendary ending?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
Here, baby, hold me.
Here, baby, hold me. Johnson, here, baby, hold me.
The funniest thing is,
listen,
like,
baby,
to this
hold
day,
me.
The funniest part is that they actually bring that, like some of the other Marines bring that up in Halo 2. They're like, "So how'd you get off that ring, Sergeant Johnson?" And he basically says something like, "We don't talk about that, Marine."
So Sergeant Johnson, I still quote this guy like nearly every single day. So on Halo 1, it's the first board where it's like the night board. And there's a part where, like, just at the very beginning, he just drops down and he just goes, "Go, go, go. The Marines ain't paying you by the hour." I say that like all the time. Like, if we're leaving somewhere and people are taking too long, I'll just be like, "Let's go, 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 go. The Marines ain't paying us by the hour." They're like, "Where do you get that from?" It's from Halo 1.
That's
One
funny.
of my favorite Sergeant Johnson quotes was from Halo 2 when you get to Earth, you're going through that city, and you're getting ambushed by all the companies. "Oh, don't make me take off my belt." Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Let's see. Speaking of Halo, really quick, there was another old school game that just came into my head. I really, really, really hope that the viewers get this reference I'm about to say. One of my brothers showed me a little funny recording that was made for fun. And it was Halo voice recordings with another video game voice recording. And they did like a collaboration of them together.
Mm-hmm.
This is when like YouTube was like brand new. People had like, good editing skills that before videos got popular. It was a compilation of Halo grunts in the StarCraft world.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Like hearing that video was really funny. It had like all of the grunts recordings, all of the alternative recordings. Even that Not Again one was in there too, which I thought.
That's like one of my favorite grunt responses. "Not again!" Or like when you throw it on, he's like, "No!" He's like trying to shake it off.
Oh, and I think my favorite Flood character was those popcorn guys that like explode.
I didn't like any of the Flood. They sucked.
Especially those pop guys.
Those guys suck. Those guys.
Agreed.
When you play that on Legendary and you had to fight out the Flood, that was the worst.
Well, that was like on Halo 1, that was like one of the creepiest parts. So like, especially when you play it the first time, you go and you try to find this unit of Marines. You're trying to figure out what happened, and also you start seeing these like dark figures, like shadowy figures. You're like, what is going on?
Those? Yeah.
Like, what is this? And then all of a sudden it appears like, what the heck is this? But
it's crazy.
Here's my question to you, too. What game are you that? I mean, it's already 2025. We're almost halfway through the year, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But what is one game that hasn't come out yet that you're looking forward to?
I think for me personally, this turned out to be my favorite video game series of all time. The remake for Metal Gear Solid 3 is coming out. It's called Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. It is actually my favorite game. I remember playing all the Metal Gear Solids.
Mm-hmm.
Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1. I went back and played the SNES versions. It's my favorite series. And the third one was always my favorite because, like, in that game, it was the first time that they, like, I felt like any game really did this, but, like, if you got shot, your person would, like, start losing the ability to, like, move better, and he'd start bleeding out, so you had to, like, perform surgery, like, pull the slugs out of your body, and, like, he would get hungry and dehydrated and, like, stressed out, so, like, if you didn't take care of, like, his food situation, his water situation, while sneaking around and killing people, like, it was just this crazy setting, and I love that game. And they are making it to like the umpteenth degree. They got David Hayter back to come back to play Solid Snake. That, to me, that is the game that I'm looking forward to.
That's awesome.
That game is still to this day blows my mind.
That's way cool.
Yeah, you'd like get shot, or like if you fall off, your guy would get like stabbed with like branches on the way down, or like he'd get cut, and you'd have to like perform surgery on him, like trying to make sure that he's okay. So being able to revisit that game is going to be beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful.
What about you, Justin?
I'm actually looking forward to 2 games right now. One of them is the potential Skate 4 game. I am really excited for that one. Like, you know, like since growing up playing a little Tony Hawk here and there with that really cool arcade feeling, I loved the realistic version behind it. Then, of course, we had Skater XL that had the competition, and then Session, that is the current competition with that too. But what I'm so looking forward about to Skate 4 is bringing back that really cool environment of, like, you know, trying to keep it realistic, but keep it that arcade style as well. Because after all, video games, you know, should give you that fun creativity feeling. And I really hope they bring back Hall of Meat, you know, because I thought that was the best part. The second game I'm looking forward to is the Ghost of Tsushima sequel.
Ghost of Yote.
Yep.
Yes,
that one I'm really looking forward to. Can't wait to check out the storyline on that one.
Yeah.
I really hope they still give you the free choice of either be a samurai or the ghost path and have you do it by free will. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
In Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah. No, I think so. So going back to Ghost of Tsushima, what?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Sorry.
There you go. It's all good.
I actually didn't play the game right when it came out. Like I played it right after I got my PS5. Mm-hmm. This game was I was so immersed in this game. Like this game was so well choreographed and done that even my mom, who was not a big fan of me playing video games growing up, she basically would tell me, don't play that game without me, because I want to know what happens. And spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played the game, but it is 2025 and that game came out years ago. At the very end, when you have to fight your uncle,
yeah,
and then I remember you get to the part where you can either choose to kill him or spare him.
Yeah,
I spared him.
Yeah, me too.
Because I thought he's my uncle.
Yeah.
And then I saw in my mind and then I've seen the other ending where you kill him, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There were so many times when my heart when that game pulled my heartstrings. Like when your first horse gets killed, you're just like, what? I'm just I don't really swear, but my family, they can attest. When I played that part, I was swearing. I was pissed. I was so mad.
So let's see here. So Tony, I got something to tell you. The first time I played through it, I chose the spare ending. Mm-hmm. But when I found out what the spare ending really was, I was ticked off with that. And I was like, you're basically choosing to be the ghost, and then now your uncle hates you with his guts, which was so sad. But then when I did the other ending, I actually saw it at a different angle. Yes, it was horrible. It was so sad. But here's what I loved about it, though. It's what your uncle says to you at the very end. And how it ties in with the main story even more. You're just like, don't you dare go there, type of thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember. What does he say again?
He says, thank you, my son.
And he says something like, find me in the next life or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what really stood about the other ending to me was, if you think about it, if someone posted a video about the endings, even the actor who played as Jin did a game through of that as well. He did say, when me and the producers were working on this, before me and the other characters acted this out, he did say if Jin had not killed his uncle, the Shogun would have came after him.
Oh.
And the higher stakes it was, even though I personally would choose the spare ending because I couldn't even do it if I was in Jin's shoes.
Yeah.
But what he also said, though, he said it was a really hard choice for Jin, but it was a way of having consequences of your own actions.
Yeah.
And the way how they did that was beautifully well done. I was like,
Well, I mean, just everything about the game was like the way that the grass blew, the way the trees blew around,
the way how Khan was. Oh my goodness!
And then like when I've seen the gameplay for the Ghost of Yote, and it just looks so good. Like,
oh, I know,
you get double katanas and all this kind of stuff. But I think that's one of my favorite games. That's one of the games I'm looking forward to, because like once I beat Ghost of Tsushima, I remember I
have you played the director's cut of it by chance?
I haven't.
Okay, so basically what the director's cut is, you have an extra level, but it takes place after the main storyline. You basically go to like another island.
Yes, I have played that.
Oh,
yes,
you have? Okay.
Yes,
I do. And yeah, like depending what ending you chose, the dialogue is different.
Yeah.
And but yeah, holy cow.
But
that game is so good.
The other game, and this is going to be controversial because there's a lot of things that people don't like about this. I'm actually looking forward to GTA 6.
Oh yeah.
I saw the preview of it the other day.
And I'm going to share, I have it pulled up on one of my tabs. I'm going to share this. We're going to watch this real quick because
yay!
I love to watch this. I watched this a few times, this trailer, and it looks so good. You guys can see that, right?
Let's see. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
See you later.
Actually, it's totally clear too.
Okay, perfect. All right, new trailer.
What you doing up there?
I'm just fixing some leaks.
Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying tenants.
But that's why you came by?
Just go get me my checks.
See you, Brian. Love you, Jason. I'm here for Lucia Caminos. She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Jason Duval.
I think you heard before.
You might have.
You might have.
Hey.
Hey. We happened to be at the same party. Hands above your head, now!
You, stay.
I'm remembering the time.
It's a new beginning.
You make the news, isn't it? Trust me, this place is just the start for us. Ring the bells! Shout, Jimmy! The only thing that matters is who you know and what you got.
Gonna do this? We're doing it right.
Yo, D, this full effect? They got your name, address, they got everything.
Us cops, we gotta protect each other.
You and me, bro. We got this.
We got it. Say my city, baby. My city, baby.
Come to Field's Ammunition today. We got more guns than the law allows.
Hey.
Hey, if you got friends, can you hook me up, please?
Awesome.
It looks so good.
It does, yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm going to bring this up because this is something that we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. We know that there's going to be some bad content in it. Obviously, it just goes without fail.
Yeah.
But what are you guys looking forward to in that?
Honestly, for me, probably the story.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I really, really liked 4 because of the story. I thought the story on that was, and this might be a hot take, but I preferred the story for 4 than over 5. I really did.
Mhm.
I thought the story was just a lot more cohesive. I felt like that I cared about the characters a little bit more. And so I'm kind of hoping that when it comes to this one, that they kind of are able to kind of tug a little bit more at the heartstrings, I think, because it seems like that they're like a couple, the 2 main characters. So I'm kind of hoping that, like, and this is another thing that I hope for too, is that because it's such an open world, one of the things that I really did kind of wish that they would do more of
Mhm.
is multiple choices, like, because if you play like Red Dead, like, there's multiple ways that you can always go about things.
Mhm.
And I'm one of those people that I think this might, I don't know. I preferred Red Dead over Grand Theft Auto just in general. So, and mainly because of the story. I mean, we all here love Arthur Morgan. We all here love John and stuff like that. And I just liked how no matter what you did with your character, it would always affect like how it does stuff. Like, a lot of people don't know this because maybe not a lot of people did, but like when you meet up with like John's like ex-fiance, or not John's, Arthur's ex-fiance, if you get fat, she'll like comment on it. Like, if you like go and pull, you don't want to get seen, so he pulls her to the side and she's like, "Oh, you're not quite what I remember. You're a little bit more padded, aren't you?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, well, So like, I just love little details like that, like with the story and like what you do affects it and all this other stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, is just like that nice human feeling behind the story.
Gotcha.
What about you,
Let's see.
Justin?
Let's see. I got a surprise to tell you guys. I never played Grand Theft Auto. I only played just like a little bit of it. I remember playing it for like just a little bit of it. But I knew why it was crazy popular and why a lot of people loved it. I am willing to give 6 a try though. Go on.
No, go ahead.
Like, what I'm looking forward to this is like definitely agreeing with what Aaron said about the storyline. Here's some expectations, what I hope they would do though for it. Like, since the storyline looks really good, I'm sure it's going to be talking about maybe like pulling off big heists or like maybe other cool stuff like that. I hope they make it really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And like the most challenging part about 5 that all of us could agree on is the military base. I think they need to make some levels on there for like some missions where you have to keep the stealing to a minimum just to make it challenging. I think that would be really fun. Especially for some newcomers as well. But
So there's a funny clip that Aaron showed me a long time ago, Arthur being fat, and I don't think you've seen this, Justin. So I'm going to bring this up because this is one of the funniest clips that I to date. Like, this is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen.
Go for it.
It's only like a minute or two long.
Okay, no worries. Can't wait.
God damn it, Arthur. Could you please try to keep it down? Oh, Dutch, I'm trying to sneak, but I'm dummy thick and the clap from my ass cheeks keeps alerting the Pinkertons. Hey, is that Arthur's big ass out here? God damn it, Arthur. Could you please try to keep it down? Oh, Dutch, I'm trying to sneak, but I'm dummy thick and the clap from my ass cheeks keeps alerting the Pinkertons. Hey, is that Arthur's big ass out here? Oh, great. Now you got him going too.
That is clever writing right there. That's really
Bro,
good.
One of the funniest scenes, I don't know if you know this, Tony. I might not have said this to you. Someone made a Lego version.
They did.
They did. There's a Lego version you can find right now. And it is so funny. Because, like, and I'm not gonna lie, the guys that did the voice acting in that particular part sound pretty close to the original people. I'm actually pretty impressed, especially John.
That's awesome. Yeah, like watching that clip on how good timed it was for the punchline coming, it felt like it was watching an abridged episode of an anime.
Yeah,
with that good feeling, I was like, okay, that right there is good.
Yeah, I can't find it. I'll have to look for it on.
That's afterwards.
But
I might
you
even be
know,
able to find it. Hold on.
one of my growing up, like my mom didn't she didn't always agree with video games. She you know, and I remember I talked with her a couple of months, like some months ago, about it. I'm like, you know, I made a comment about how she supports me playing them now, and she didn't back then. She's like, and she basically said to me, she's like, it's because I didn't realize how they actually helped you with your depression, with everything else that you go through, and they helped you to kind of ease your mind. And to be quite honest with you, like when I was in high school, even when I had friends, like a lot of friends in high school, like I still most weekends just stayed home, play video games. And that's how me and my brothers bonded. Like that's how we bonded. Like, we bonded over playing Twisted Metal. We bonded over playing Crash Bandicoot.
Twisted Metal.
That's such a good game.
And things like that. Like, and when it comes down to like, to this day I still say that Twisted Metal 2 is still my favorite one of those. And it's just one of those things that you just don't. I feel like that it just kind of, especially with me, because me and my brother that's here visiting, we're the closest out of all my mom's kids. And like, I mean, just the fact that like we would just tell each other like even after like Sunday dinner, when our mom knew that we had school the next day, Dan would say like, dude, you better hurry and finish eating because I'm about to unpause this. Your character's gonna die on Dynasty Warriors. And so I'd have to sit there and just scarf down my food.
Oh, dude.
and he did that because he wanted to play, but he did it also to miss me because he's my older brother.
Yeah, of course.
Dang.
But it was moments like that, like those are the moments that I cherished.
Yeah,
and that's
awesome.
Me, that's what gaming has done for me. Is it's helped me to create some good memories of people I care about.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually agree with that because like for a lot of people that might not know, like when I was in my really bad car wreck, I was like sidelined for a long time because of it. And so one of the things that I ended up getting just really into because of it was Guitar Hero. It's like the only thing that I could do. And to this day, probably I would think probably one of my most proudest moments in gaming is when I beat the devil on Expert in the guitar battle, which was ridiculous. But I can agree with you. Like a lot of times I actually attribute to why I am actually okay as I am is because gaming kind of saved me after my car wreck.
Awesome. With me, as it comes to video games, like I did play quite a bit of video games growing up, but not as much as my brothers did. So when I was talking to other gamer friends of mine, like, every time when they play video games, they always tell me cool stories about them and what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. Because I always ask them saying, hey, is this game worth buying or would you not recommend it? And someone will go, oh yeah, like definitely try it out. Let us know what you think. But then when they go, oh no, like don't waste your money on this one. We didn't like it. So, don't even give it a shot. But what I'm about to tell you guys next was when I started playing Session, the more realistic skateboarding game. And of course, like playing fighting games and, shooting games, video games encouraged me to do the real thing. Like when I played MX Unleashed, I got on dirt bikes. When I played like Mortal Kombat, a little bit of Street Fighter, a little bit of Star Fox, like any fighting games, I did boxing lessons. I did MMA with one of my brothers, Sean's. And then when I played Session, I got into skateboarding. And trying it for the real thing helped me see it in a whole new way, which was really, really cool. And then, of course, going back to play the video games, like trying out some tricks, what they look like in the video game version. And I go, okay, I think I could try that. But yeah, it's been a really cool experience. But Tony and Aaron, I got a question for you. And this will take a lot of bravery on this one. I'm doing a little drum roll. What was a video game that you played that you did not like?
You want me to give you my answer? This might actually upset some people. And I still consider this the worst Zelda game of all time. Okay. Spirit Tracks more like spirit trash. That game was so awful. How could anybody want to play that game? I'd rather take the stylus out and jab it into my eye than play that game. It was awful.
Okay, so Zelda Spirit Tracks. Okay, Tony.
It is the worst.
I'm trying to think because I have played some pretty stupid games.
Maybe Suicide League kills
Oh my goodness, that's it right there.
the Justice Squad kills the Justice League.
So Justin, I don't know because Justin, I've known you for a good number of years now, but me and Aaron, like we've been friends for 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron knows me like the back of a sandwich. Oh, that's new. If you don't understand that reference, that was Robots.
I love that movie.
And so, he also knows I'm a big like superhero kind of like when a superhero game comes out, I'm all for it. Like I'm just like superhero, let's go do this. Like I bought the Avengers game, which I was sorely disappointed in because it was just like crap.
Yeah, I heard that one didn't turn out really good. Oh, dude, nice.
And then, but there's always been one superhero that I've always been the biggest fan of, and that is Batman. And so I played all the Arkham games, and then when Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League came out, I'm like, this is probably gonna be a pretty cool game. And then I bought the game. And it turned out, and don't get me wrong, there were some really good aspects of it. Like I'm not dogging on the whole game. Like there were some really good aspects of it because you could play as like Harley Quinn, you could play as Deadshot, you could play as King Shark, and Captain Boomerang, and so many others.
Yeah, it had potential.
It had some good potential, but I did not like the fact that we were supposed to kill the Justice League. Now, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played the game. Well, it's been out for over a couple years now.
Nobody's playing that game.
Pretty much no one. Yeah.
It turns out that you weren't killing the actual Justice League; they were clones. But still, it was frustrating to me because I'm like, I grew up, watching Superman. I grew up watching Batman, and knowing and all this kind of stuff, and especially knowing that it was Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. He's been the voice of Batman my entire growing up years. He's legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And when you kill that Batman clone, when Harley kills him, shoots him like right in the head, I was like, "What the?" I was just like, "What the frick?"
Yeah, it shouldn't be that easy.
And don't get me wrong. There were some really good aspects of the game, like all in all, I'd say I'd give that game about like a 6 or 7 out of 10, like because they genuinely did try with that game, but the problem is that like the Avengers game, a lot of people were mad because a lot of people felt like it was a cash grab, like that if you wanted when the DLC came out to play as the Joker, you had to pay actual real life money to play as the Joker. And don't get me wrong, that's fine, but I feel like when you do those live server games, there's either going to be a hit or miss, and I even heard that Marvel Rivals is losing players right now. I heard a rumor about that.
Well, so the problem is right now, a lot of people look at the Steam concurrent players. By the way, which I did for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, there's 73 people playing that game right now in all of Steam. But the problem is that there is some typical loss. The honeymoon phase is over.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, from what I understand now, is everybody is actually playing it more on the Epic launcher. So a lot of the numbers are kind of off. And with everybody that's playing it on console as well, it looks like they still average out to be about 200,000 people, concurrently, as far as I'm aware.
Gotcha. Okay.
It just isn't quite as much because it was like 800,000 when it came out. But, at this point, it's the honeymoon phase is over. There's going to be some natural drop off.
Let's see.
Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, 73 players on Steam right now. Live.
So Aaron thankfully sent me the clip for the Lego.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's watch that really quick. See what it's like.
It's so good.
And I'll tell my quick story afterwards.
You guys can see that, right?
Yep.
Yes, I can. Oh no.
God damn it, Arthur. Could you please try to keep it down? Oh, Dutch, I'm trying to sneak. But I'm dummy thick and the clap from my ass cheeks. Big ass out here. Oh, great. Now you got him going too.
That's even better.
It's the,
gotta watch
it's
that one
the
more
superior
time.
version. It is the superior version.
God damn it, Arthur. Could you please try to keep it down? Oh, Dutch, I'm trying to sneak. But I'm dummy thick and the clap from my ass cheeks keeps alerting the Pinkertons. Hey, is that Arthur's big ass out here? Oh, great. Now you got him going too.
That was beautiful. Wow.
That's it's beautiful. When I found that, I was like, this is just peak.
That's awesome. Let's see here. For me, really quick, on the worst video game that I played.
Oh yeah.
I heard this game from a very good friend of mine. This game came out in 2013. And it's pretty much safe to talk about now. This game had so much potential. It had so many cool ideas in it. This game was called White Knight Chronicles. Okay,
Yeah.
Aaron, yep.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's a good.
So, Tony, so for Tony and for those who haven't played this game, the trailer for White Knight Chronicles when it came out, it was like one of those Japanese RPG games. The idea of it was really cool. Like, how cool would it be transforming into like a 20-foot tall knight? Taking down like big monsters and fighting like other knights, etc. Yeah, I'm totally down.
Yeah.
It had really good animation. It had really good CG.
Yeah.
A really good soundtrack too. Like, the people worked so hard on this. Like they really wanted this game to be like the next big thing. But the downfall of it started off with the character creation. You can literally create your character into whatever you want it to be.
The best kind of character creation.
Oh yeah, like they let you go into all details. It took me about 15 or 20 minutes to create my character. There was that many options. It was just so cool. And when you finally create your character, you hit the start button, you see the opening video, and you're so pumped up on this. Then you find out you're not the main character.
Yeah.
You are a side character who you get thrown into the main party characters for no reason. And you're just like, wait, what? I mean, come on. What's the point of that?
Yeah.
And then, but the biggest downfall of the game was the gameplay. You had these AP bars or something like that to create certain moves. And when you made a move, you spent the AP bar and you have to wait for it to load while your opponents are coming at you full force.
I just remember a lot of people saying it was really bland.
And
really bland and choppy.
Mm-hmm. And when they tried coming out with White Knight Chronicles 2, I was hoping they would have improved it. It was the exact same problem.
Interesting pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a deep cut.
Oh yeah. Like, I was really hoping that game would succeed.
Yeah.
The last time I saw it, it was on PlayStation Plus. In fact, Aaron, if that game ever made it to Steam, how many people would you say are playing it right now?
I don't know. Probably like 12.
I'm probably scared to know.
Let's see if it is on Steam.
But yeah, it had so many cool ideas, Tony. Holy cow. But it unfortunately flopped. Oh, it's not on Steam.
It's not.
Oh, dang.
It might have been an exclusive.
That is just sad.
Yeah.
I really, really hope, though, if they were to remake that game, they would at least fix the gameplay. Because, like, so much hard work went into that game, at least. Like, I bet if you watch the opening video, you could see the potential in it.
Yeah.
Going back to the whole Suicide and Rocksteady thing, like, obviously, like, I will always be a fan of the Rocksteady games. Like, and I'll even put that on my list as like it's a pretty fun game to play. Like, I played with my brother, Me and him, we had, he played it throughout all the seasons. Like they had plans for like multiple seasons, but it just didn't pan out. People didn't like it. But one thing I would have to say I felt really bad about is when I read that like a good majority of the people that developed the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game were all laid off.
Yeah.
They lost their jobs.
It was devastating. It closed down the whole studio. Pretty much.
And so what, Rocksteady learned from that was that, number one, we can't really do the live action kind of battle arena games.
Yeah.
But then they also realized like we need to just kind of stick with the solo games. And so they announced that they are working on another Batman game for the future. It's not going to come out for like another 3 or 4 years. But
didn't they also say they're working on a Wonder Woman game too?
They canceled that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they kept having to. I read an article about that they were trying to get it. It was like it kept running into like roadblocks or something, and they finally the hired devs just axed it.
All the plug. That's sad. Dang it. Yeah, because like those DC games, like I did play a few of the Arkham games, and I thought they at least looked pretty cool. Like I thought that. Awesome. Oh yeah, I thought that Batman versus Mortal Kombat game was actually really fun. Sorry, the DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat. That one was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Cheesy, yes, but definitely a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But my question is this, because like I've talked with Aaron about this. Like I'm a big fan of the Injustice games. Like I like the first one. The second one was even amazing. It was even more amazing. So now that unfortunately, Kevin Conroy passed away from cancer. Rest in peace, Kevin. But who do you think that they will get to play Batman's voice in the third Injustice game?
More than likely, probably isn't it? Was it Troy Baker that took over?
He did Batman in the Batman versus Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah,
and he did a really good job on that one.
Yeah,
I thought.
Probably Troy Baker. There's a lot.
And then here's another question. This kind of goes along with movies. Who would you like to see in the new DC live action movies as Batman? Who would be your go-to actor to play a live action Batman? Because Affleck said that he's not going to come back.
Yeah.
No.
I kind of want to go with the typical answer that a lot of people have been saying, which is Jensen Ackles, the guy that plays Dean in Supernatural.
Mm-hmm. He's been a pretty popular choice. Another popular choice was the guy from Reacher series off of Amazon.
No.
And that guy's actually expressed that he would like to play him.
Yeah.
Other people were actually talking about in the original Joker 2 movie with Joaquin Phoenix. They actually talked to Bradley Cooper playing as Bruce Wayne in that one.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Cooper would be a good Batman.
But I think he fell through or something like that, or maybe something came up. I don't know.
What about you, Tony? Who do you want?
Yeah.
It would be either the guy from Reacher or Jensen Ackles, because I feel like people don't give Jensen Ackles enough credit. Like he actually, like in the animated movies that he's done, the voice of Batman, he actually did a really good job.
Oh yeah,
and
he's played as Red Hood as well. So
yeah, and because like when you think about comic books, when you think about Batman, Batman's a very standoffish person. He doesn't really show like the most he'll show emotions like when someone is doing something. He's like, why would I ever do that? Like, and that's what Jensen Ackles portrayed in that Crisis on Infinite Earths movie when he comes across the other variants of like Robin and Batgirl and such. He's like, that sounds like a very terrible decision, like a very selfish decision. But that's kind of how Batman was in the comic books. Like that's how he is. Yeah. He's very solo. After a while, he finally realized, like, yeah, I do need some help with fighting crime. But even after that point, he was still solo. And that's one of the things I loved about the Kevin Conroy Batman voice is when he did that, because he put that emphasis like, I'm a part-timer, remember? I don't have to do anything that I want to do. And he had that kind of an attitude. And that's really how Batman is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. Let's
see. That's a pretty good choice.
But
go on. Sorry.
Honestly, we're gonna be wrapping up here probably soon. I hope soon.
No worries. It's all good.
But video games have really impacted my life for the positive. I've definitely seen like how they've really influenced me. They've kind of helped open my creative mind as well. There's a community that I'm in the process of applying to be a part of, called Redline. Justin, I've showed Aaron some of the Keelder some of these videos. Just look up it's one word. It's called Redline, and it's basically this server. It's this GTA server, and some of these people that play it are the funniest people I've ever seen or talked to on the platform, because like a lot of them are from the UK, so that they have that British humor, and so it's just, and so that's my goal right now. Well, obviously not right now, but that's my next goal, is to get into that community. But it's one of those things that like gaming for me pulled me out of dark moments in my life. Like it's because of game. Like great example, when I lost my dog back in 2021, obviously I missed him. I still miss him, but because I had games, I had a video game to kind of fall back on, kind of helped me to cope through things. And I'm sure that Aaron could say the same thing about when he's lost family members or people in his life. I'm sure you can say the same thing, Justin.
Definitely. But yeah, especially with like, coming to play video games, with during like my dark times, one video game series that I really fell in love with, and I'm still in love with it this day, is the Uncharted series with Nathan Drake, of course, played by
Nolan North.
Nolan North, yep. I actually met him at FanX about 2 years ago. Very, very great guy, and he's coming back to this year's FanX again.
Yeah.
And you guys have seen the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland and
it's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, like I loved it.
Yeah.
Very good video game adaptation.
Yeah.
Very, very bonus side note here, Tony. When I talked with Nolan North, I told him it would be a funny idea if they were to make another Uncharted movie, which I believe it's confirmed. The script is.
They're already starting to work on it.
Okay, perfect. On how Tom Holland is playing as Nathan Drake. And I was like, Nolan, it would be so freaking cool to see you play as a main bad guy. And he was like, you know what? I will talk to my agents about that, and we'll talk with the producers. We'll see what we could do.
But here's something else that I told Aaron about this yesterday.
Go on.
Naughty Dog announced another Uncharted game.
Really?
I didn't know that either.
They haven't said any specifics, but they announced it like 6 months ago. They announced it.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, like I played Uncharted The Lost Legacy. That one I thought was good.
Yeah.
I'd like to focus on Chloe Fraser.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of people have theories that it could focus on Cassie Drake this time.
Yeah.
Which I would like to see that for sure. But
I've heard possibly that this new one could be Sam, the brother.
I wouldn't mind that either. Like, and then Troy Baker plays as him as well. So
let's just face facts. Troy Baker he's a very talented actor.
Troy Baker and Nolan North basically voice everybody.
Troy Baker voices Indiana Jones in the Indiana Jones game.
Troy Baker is Loki in Marvel Rivals.
Dude, that's awesome.
Nolan North plays Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, that's sick.
Troy Baker also voices the Joker in Batman Arkham Origins.
He's also Joel in The Last of Us.
He's everywhere.
He was in the
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, Troy Baker was in the Last of Us TV series.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Which is like, and he even gives like a small reference. He's like, yeah, I think I'm pretty familiar with Joel. Like, oh.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
But honestly, guys.
Oh, go on.
No, go ahead, Justin.
But yeah, I was going to say one final thing about video games. With the new ones coming out within, like, whether if it's this year or whether if it's a couple years down the road, I really, really hope video games can bring back that charm, like how the original ones did, with the original Zeldas, with the original Marios, like the ones that had real development in them, where people took their time, not creating them to be a cash grab.
Yeah, that would be my hope.
It's out there.
It definitely is. Cool.
Well,
Okay.
honestly, guys, thanks for being a part of this. This was fun. This is
That was a
thank
lot
you.
of fun.
talk about this
Yeah,
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
And guys, I look forward to. Oh, I failed to mention something. I said I was going to mention at the very. I mentioned at the very.
You went. Technical difficulties.
Technical. There we go. Sorry, my thing is very sensitive. So I'm doing a contest. When the channel finally hits the 1K mark, which I've been trying to get to for so long, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of. Well, there's going to be 2 games. I've decided I'm going to do 2 games. Lords of the Fallen is one of them because I have a Steam code for that, and then another Steam code for another game, and an Amazon $50 gift card.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
So,
You just gave me the $50.
So, anyone watching this video, to be a part of this contest, you must join the Discord, and I will post the Discord in my description of this video. I don't want to say that you have to. You need to subscribe to the channel, but I don't want you to subscribe just so you can be a part of the giveaway. Subscribe if you found value in this, if you found this entertaining. But you definitely need to be a part of the Discord. Then there's going to be other ways that there's going to be other rules and regulations as well. So once 1K gets hit on my channel, look for a big announcement about a live stream giveaway.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
And who knows, maybe Killdeer or Justin will win one of them.
Dun dun dun.
It's on.
All right,
Like
guys.
Donkey Kong.
On that note, I will see you in the next
video.